I'ma soon forget. So far between the lines, I'ma write a new set, a new beginning. Reflecting on the times that were that hard. I've fallen down many times, but I got mad hard.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Mexican Lee back with another video. Mexican Lee's Therapy Garage. I want to show you something real quick. I got back on the 77 Monte Carlo before it starts getting cold. I wanted to get some things done to it. Hopefully we can keep pushing on it though, because I really want to paint my SS just to get something out here nice and clean with my work on it. But at the same time, I don't want to rush. I don't want to just put something together just to bring out here real fast and miss some things or not touch some things, because I love touching everything. I want to get everything, nuts, bolts, all that shit, man. I don't want to miss something and then be mad that I didn't do it, or which, I mean, really ain't no big deal, because even if I paint the body, pull the body off the frame and then do the frame later, I've done that. I did that on the Wolverine, my box Chevy that I had, and I didn't mess anything up. So it's not like I can't go backwards. I can go backwards, I just hate to. So that's nothing that's gonna stop me. That's not an excuse. There's no reason for it. So let me show y'all what I got going on my 77 though. I'll recap. The reason why I had to stop working on the 77 was because I had to get back surgery back in February, this February. So I had to stop everything dead in its tracks. I had already started doing body work on the roof, and I put it, I did my fiberglass, everything was ready to go. I had already started doing the filler work, the Bondo work to smooth everything out, and was ready to start getting that completed and put some primer on the roof. And that's right in the middle of that, I had to stop. So I had open fiberglass, open Bondo. It was already sanded, it was already shaped, it was ready just to skim coat and prime. And I hate that I had to put all that work into it and leave it set. I had to. I rushed, I kind of rushed as fast as I could to get that done before I had the surgery. That way I could try to get primer on it, but I didn't make it. I didn't make that deadline. So this whole time that the car sat in the shop, it sat right here in my area right here that I keep, quartered off from the rest of the shop. It sat out here with open body work for the longest till now. So I finally came out here and said, forget it. Let's try to get done as much done as we can on this car, to try to keep going on it, get some motivation to try to finish it up. There's so many things I want to redo. Actually, I even, in my mind, I'm changing the color. I don't want to go with the green anymore just because it's taken so long to get this far. So that's just a little backstory on the Monty, man, on the 77. But let me turn this camera around and show you what we got going. So I originally, and I'm glad I'm doing this, after welding in my new floors, the floor pans, you can see where I did the welds all the way around. I ended up drilling out all the spot welds on this brace and this brace as well. When I did the floors, I didn't just cut it and then try to piece it back together. I took them all out as one piece. So it was a lot of work, man. But we got her done. Got the new floors installed. Everything's nice and solid. What I did was I had some Herculiner, 2 gallons of it. And I was like, man, what am I going to use this stuff on? I ended up pouring it on my floors. I didn't use no acid etch. I didn't use no, I rushed. I was in a hurry, man, because I was trying to get this thing out. And I knew better. I don't like rushing. When I was younger, yeah, because I wanted to hurry up and show people what I could do and bring out a nice whip, But now that I'm old, man, I just want to take my time and do it correctly. That way, if I ever sell the car, somebody's going to have something that they can appreciate and enjoy for a long time. But even if I don't sell the car, the kids can have something, to enjoy as, I'm gone, past and gone. But we're going to go ahead and I want to clean this up with the vacuum really good. I'm going to go over all this with the wire wheel and the DA to clean up a lot of the metal, because after I had the car sitting, I had a tarp over it. And for those that do know, here in Texas, it gets super hot, super dry when we don't get a lot of rain. The tarp started weathering, and I had a small sunroof up here at first, and it ended up leaking water when it did finally rain, and rain just settled right here in my floors. I want to say it was probably about a good 5 inches deep. So it started seeping through the rubber, the Herculiner, the bed liner for some reason, and it started rusting out my floors. So I noticed it started bubbling. It started coming loose. So you could see how it's starting to kind of like rust there, but it's just surface rust. It's nothing major. So what I ended up doing, just to get the water out after I was able to walk and get on my feet and stuff like that and move about the shop, not do no work at the time, but I ended up drilling holes in the floor to get all the water out. So she dried up really good. Everything was fine. I finally pulled it in the shop, and I kind of started doing some work to it, and then I had to stop. And, you know, other shit happened. You know, life happens. So now let's keep trying to keep pushing and stay motivated on this thing. So today what I'm doing is I kept doing some research on how to get this stuff to come off at a decent, not so messy, dirty, hard job, I guess you can say. And yo, I was watching these guys do something like this on an old build that they had got from another shop, and this stuff here, citrus strip, man, this stuff works good. I probably could have used any other aircraft paint stripper, but this stuff has no smell to it. It doesn't like burn your skin as soon as it contacts your skin. I'm sure if you leave it on long enough, yeah, it probably will, but I didn't. So this is how far I got. This little section right here, where you can kind of see the discoloration in the metal, that's the part that was already exposed. I kind of peeled it up the best I could and kept trying to, you know, hit it with a little chisel and razor blades and crap. Man, it took so long just to get that little section off. But that was the part that started kind of rusting already. So I ended up hitting all this area right here, all the way up and around, all the way up to the tunnel in the middle, all the way through here with this stuff. And that's how much of it came off. I mean, it ate it up. The way you're supposed to do it, you apply it, then you wrap get some thin plastic and cover it with the plastic and let it set overnight or for a few hours. That's what it recommends. I let it set for like 2-3 days because I had to work. I had to go to work. So when I finally got out here and started scraping it, it was a little dry in some areas, which I'm sure if I would have just came out here probably the next day, it would have probably ate all this stuff up super easy. But man, this stuff does some major wonders. And it was super easy to get it off. So now there's a few spots where it's still super thick. So I'm gonna come in here with my vacuum. I'm gonna clean up a lot of the little small pieces that are laying around in here. Vacuum this up really good, and then see where the thick stuff is still lying, because I mean I put this shit on thick. It was super thick. So in all the edges, it's still kind of there. So I'm gonna apply another coat to that stuff, cover it up with some plastic, and then we're gonna go ahead. I think I only applied it right here, this edge right here, all the way around. So now we're gonna go ahead and apply another coat on this side, and then we're gonna go ahead and cover it up with plastic and let it do its job. And then from that point, while that stuff is settling, I think I'm gonna go ahead and, it's already been about maybe 3 days since I've sprayed this stuff. It has a 7-day window for the Tamco epoxy, a 7-day window before you can top coat it with anything. I was going to shoot it with some primer. I'm not sure if I want to shoot it with some primer or go ahead and scuff it and then lay down some fiberglass up here. Dyno glass is what I have. I love that stuff. So I may do that and then go ahead and start knocking out this bodywork on this roof before it gets too cold down here in Texas. That way I can knock out the bodywork, get it put it, get some primer put on it and be done with the roof. Then I could just drop down to each quarter panel, knock that out. Then once the roof, the quarter panels are done, that's pretty much the body. Then I could go ahead and start doing the panels one by one, the fenders, the doors, and the trunk lid. And shit, hopefully I can have this thing done by spring, man. I really love to have this thing done by spring. That way I can paint it, put it in some color. Then I'll clean up the bottom because I'm sure it's all dusty, nasty. The fender wells, I want to spray those. Oh no, I already did. They're already sprayed with the bed liner that I put on at the U-pole bed liner. That shit might have to be redone. I'm not sure, but at this point I'm not worried about the bottom. I'm just worried about the top half. As long as I can get this thing painted by spring, then we can go ahead and worry about, the cam swap, and start putting it back together. I can put the glass in here, put the sunroof in here, redo my wiring. I got a brand new updated fuse box from American Auto Wire. So it's still going to have power windows. All that great stuff is still in this car, man. I can't wait to get this thing done, man. I really can't. So y'all stay tuned. Let me get this stuff applied and let's keep pushing. All right, YouTube, we're back. Now I didn't put that on camera because all it was just brushing a product on with a paintbrush. Put it on really thick. And now she's covered with plastic. So I went over the areas that were real thick on this side that I couldn't get up, and it was just a couple right around the edges, the deepest edges of the paint area where that stuff got like really thick. That's what I did a second coat on. So now we got the first coat on this side. We'll go ahead and let it set a couple days and let it do its thing. So I'm sure she's gonna come out great. Man, I kind of think I messed up on this side, but it should be all right. I put a little bit over where I did some body work right here. I hope it doesn't seep through and get to my body work on the other side. But if it does, I'll fix it and just repaint it. I got to repaint that firewall anyways, because if I change the color, if it's not going to be green, I mean, it's got to go with the color I'm doing. So no big deal on that. But I might even just wipe that off with some thinner. I'm sure a little bit got in that where the two pieces of the metal were together, and I welded it. But it'll be all right. No biggie. But this is what I wanted to get done today. So we'll cover that up. I mean, well, she's covered already, but we'll let that do its thing. Now, I think I'm gonna go ahead and, I don't know if I want to mess with this yet. This will be a different video, but I'm not sure if I want to mess with that yet or not. I kind of don't want to start getting on it, and then I got to stop, here in between. I want to try to get it done within like 2-3 days, complete body work and primered. So we'll see how things go. But as far as the SS goes, I did order some rear control arm bushings for the uppers and lowers. I got those. They were actually on sale on rockauto.com. So for Moog, actual Moog bushings, I think they were only $10 each, a little under $10 each. And you go to O'Reilly's or something like that, they're probably $30, $40, $50 each. So I mean, that was a great buy. I couldn't pass it up. So I already have pre-bent brake lines from inline tube for this thing. They're just sitting up on the shelf over there. I already went in and changed the fluid inside the rear axle, changed the gasket around the pumpkin cover, and I had already cleaned that up and painted it. So when I do take this thing apart, we're going to pull the springs back out. They're brand new Moog springs, a little bit bigger, heavier duty than stock because I didn't want my car sagging in the back. So we'll pull them out, scuff them, paint them. Those will be red, that way they can match the front. The control arms are going to be back black, and the rear end is going to be black. The sway bar I'll do red to match the front. And then I was going to paint the wheel wells, but I think I'll leave those alone for now until I'll wait till I actually paint the car. So that's going to be the next big project that I have going for the SS. We'll get that rear end cleaned up, and I might even pull the axle shafts back out and redo and put new seals on the ends right here. But they're not leaking now, so I may not mess with them. But we'll see once I get it taken off of the car. But for now, she's good the way she is. I don't think I'm gonna really mess with it yet anymore. As far as the Regal goes, we have a new headliner from Mike's Monty's coming in. My son ordered that, and he ordered some better bumper fillers. The first set that we got from OPGI, man, they were crap. They were, the quality of them, they were made out of fiberglass, but they were super, the quality was poor. Man, it would have took so much work to try to get them things to fit and work in this car, and I wasn't about to go through all that. Even though they were $100 cheaper, I told my son it'd be best just to, you know, spend the extra $100 and get the factory fit fillers for front and back. So the headliner and that will be here next week. Monday we already ordered a it'll be here Monday. We already ordered the map light, so we'll have a brand new map light in there installed as well. And then from there we'll go ahead and break down the front end and do the bushings. I already showed y'all those. So once that's done, then we'll go ahead and get some insurance on her and start driving her. Maybe I'll drive her back and forth to work until this kid gets his license, and then we'll add him to the insurance and he'll be good to go. So again, y'all, like, comment, subscribe, and man, smash that like button for me, y'all. It'll help me out a little bit. Just trying to get, I've been working, you know, back to work, trying to do some overtime, missing a day or two here, you know, due to the back issues. If I miss a day or two during the week, then I'll try to make that up if overtime's available. So that's what I've been doing. Doing 12 hours and then trying to come outside before I go to work, it ain't happening. Or even after I get home from work, you know, it's too late, and again, it ain't happening. So y'all stay tuned, man. We're gonna try to keep, you know, a lot of this content going and show y'all what we got going on. Now we're back to work on the 77 Monty as well. So we got 3 projects going. So y'all stay tuned, man. Mexican Lease Therapy Garage. We're out.
It's time I picked up all the pieces. It's so frustrating. Let me out of this cage. I'm not listening no more. 'Cause you're the one that's wrong, and you're gonna regret this life. All your words I'ma soon forget. So far between the lines, I'ma write a new set, a new beginning. Reflecting on the times that were that hard. I've fallen down many times, but I got mad hard.